I'll never forget the day 6 massive excavators lined up outside my grandfather's old barn, like mechanical predators ready to feast. Leading the charge was Karen Peaton, the HOA president, clutching her clipboard like it was some kind of weapon, wearing that signature smug grin she always flashed when she thought she'd won. The demolition crew was already prepping their equipment when a sleek, black SUV rolled up and flipped the entire situation. Upside down, out stepped a woman in a sharp navy suit, her federal badge catching the morning light. In that instant, Karen's victorious expression completely crumbled. She was about to find out the hard way that some barns and some legacies carry far more weight than any homeowners association ever could. My name's Linda Morrison. I'm a retired agronomist who thought I could spend my golden years quietly restoring my family's land in Oakwood Heights. After 3 decades working with the USDA on crop preservation projects, I returned to the property my grandfather had poured his life into, determined to bring back the rare wheat strain he'd been cultivating since the 1940s. The barn had been in our family for 4 generations. Sure, it needed some care, but its structure was solid. What I didn't realize was that while I'd been away, the surrounding land had been swallowed by a strict HOA with a vision of a perfect neighborhood that didn't include people like me or my heritage farm. It all started about 3 weeks after. I'd restored the barn and planted the first test, plots of Grandpa's wheat. I was checking soil moisture levels when Karen stormed up, my driveway in her power suit and heels, like she was stepping into a corporate boardroom, not a neighborly chat. She introduced herself in a tone that made it feel like I should be grateful she even acknowledged me. Without hesitation, she told me my barn was in the upper eyesore that broke section 12.4 of the HOA's aesthetic guidelines. When I explained the barn existed decades before the HOA was even formed, she just waved it off with a smirk and told me grandfather clauses didn't apply to agricultural buildings in residential zones. The next few weeks were a nightmare. Violation notices piled up like fallen leaves. According to Karen, my wheat fields were attracting pests, though she couldn't name even one. The barn's classic red color was unacceptable because it didn't match the HOA-approved earth tones. My vintage farming equipment, displayed proudly near the entrance, was labeled as illegal commercial signage. Fines started at $200 and quickly ballooned to $500 per offense. I tried to plead my case at the monthly HOA meeting, explaining that this was more than a hobby. It was a preservation effort. Karen slammed her gavel before I could finish and coldly reminded me that community standards came first. Then came the demolition notice. A certified letter announced that the HOA had unanimously voted to classify my barn as a public nuisance. I had 30